There is a quiet question many older men carry, but rarely say out loud, "Am I still attractive, or have women stopped noticing me?" Maybe your hair has changed. Maybe your face looks more mature. Maybe you walk into a room and wonder whether you have become invisible without realizing it. A lot of men feel this, especially in a world that keeps telling us attraction belongs to youth, perfect bodies, and loud confidence. But that is not the whole truth. Attraction changes as people get older. It does not simply disappear. In many cases, a mature man becomes more appealing because of the way he carries himself, the way he speaks, the way he listens, and the calm energy he brings into a room. Women notice more than you think, even when nobody says anything directly. They notice when they feel relaxed around you. They notice your voice, your style, your scent, your eye contact, and the way you handle silence. They remember small things you say. They find reasons to keep the conversation going. And sometimes they stay near you longer than they need to. In this video, we are breaking down 10 powerful signs that can reveal you are a handsome older man, even if you do not see it yourself yet. Stay with me because some of these signs are so subtle that most men completely miss them. Subscribe to the channel for more lessons on female psychology, Stoicism, and mature attraction. Let's get into it. Number 1. She feels safe around you. Let me be direct, folks. One of the strongest signs that a woman finds you attractive may not look like flirting at all. It may look like comfort. When a woman feels safe around you, her body often tells the story before her words do. Her shoulders relax. Her voice becomes warmer. She holds eye contact a little longer. She does not seem rushed to leave. She may keep the conversation going, even after the original reason for talking is over. That matters more than many older men realize, especially when the pattern keeps repeating. Think about Robert, a 58-year-old insurance manager in North Carolina, and Megan, a 52-year-old pharmacist. They met through a community fundraiser. Robert was not trying to impress anyone that night. He was helping organize tables, talking calmly with people, and making sure everyone had what they needed. Megan started a conversation with him near the refreshment table. At first they talked about the event. Then she asked where he grew up. A few minutes later they were talking about travel, work, and family. Robert noticed something subtle. Megan had several chances to leave and speak with other people, but she kept staying. She laughed easily. She stood closer. She asked follow-up questions. When another person interrupted them, she came back a few minutes later and picked up the conversation where they had left off. Robert almost dismissed it as friendliness, but the pattern mattered. My friend the source makes an important point here. Attraction is not always loud. Before flirting, there is often emotional comfort. A woman who feels relaxed around you may begin sharing more of herself because your presence does not feel demanding. That is where mature masculine energy can become powerful. As men get older, many stop trying so hard to prove themselves. They speak more slowly. They listen instead of waiting for their turn to talk. They do not react to every small thing. They become steadier. Women notice that difference. Robert did not crowd Megan with compliments or turn the conversation sexual. He listened. When she told a story, he let her finish. When she mentioned a stressful week, he did not immediately tell her how to fix it. He simply stayed present. That made the interaction feel easy. Megan later found another reason to talk with him before the event ended. She asked his opinion about a local restaurant and smiled when he teased her lightly about her choice. Comfort had created curiosity. Now be careful not to assume that every relaxed woman is attracted to you. Friendliness is still friendliness. What matters is the pattern. Does she repeatedly choose to stay near you? Does she become more open? Does she look for reasons to continue talking? Does her energy soften when you enter the conversation? Those repeated signals can mean more than one dramatic compliment. The real lesson is not to chase the signs. It is to become the kind of man who naturally creates that feeling. Stay calm, listen well, respect space, let silence happen. Do not make every interaction a test of whether she likes you. A woman who feels no pressure has room to notice you. That is why safety can be deeply attractive in a mature man. She does not feel like she has to perform, defend herself, or manage your ego. She can simply be herself around you. And when a woman keeps choosing that feeling, pay attention. If you are ready to become the man whose presence feels calm and grounded, write this in the comments. I bring steady calm. Stay with me because next we will explore why a woman who opens up easily around you may be revealing more attraction than you think. Number 2. She opens up easily. Let us be clear, folks. When a woman opens up easily around you, that can be one of the quietest signs that your presence is affecting her more than you realize. The source explains that many older men underestimate the power of listening. Younger men often spend too much time trying to prove themselves, interrupting, fixing, or turning every story into a chance to show what they know. A mature man does something different. He listens with patience. That changes the emotional atmosphere, and often she notices that difference before you ever do. When a woman feels that she can speak without being rushed, corrected, or judged, she begins to relax. Her stories become longer. Her answers become more personal. She may tell you what has been weighing on her, what she has been thinking about, or what she normally keeps to herself. My friend, that kind of openness is not created by clever questions. It is created by the feeling that your attention is steady. Epictetus said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Whether you take that literally or not, the lesson fits perfectly here. A man who listens well does not need to dominate the conversation to feel masculine. He is comfortable enough with himself to let someone else be fully heard. That is rare. The source also points out that women often feel drawn to older men, not simply because of age, but because of the calm those years can create. A man who has lived through disappointment, responsibility, pressure, and change may carry himself differently. He does not react to every sentence. He thinks before answering. He gives the moment room to breathe. That emotional steadiness makes it easier for a woman to open up. You may notice that she starts sharing small details about her day, then gradually moves into deeper subjects. She may tell you about family, work, stress, old experiences, or things she hopes to change. She may ask what you think, not because she needs you to solve her life, but because she values the way you see things. Pay attention to that. But do not mistake vulnerability for permission to push the connection further. If she shares something personal, protect the trust. Do not turn it into flirtation immediately. Do not use what she reveals as leverage. Do not repeat her private story to impress someone else. A mature man knows that trust is attractive because it is safe. He also knows when not to fix. Sometimes the strongest response is not advice. It is a calm sentence like, "That sounds like a lot," followed by real attention. The source makes this point clearly. Women notice when a man listens without talking over them or trying to repair everything. That can make her feel seen. And when a woman feels seen, the conversation changes. She may laugh more freely, hold eye contact longer, and stay engaged because she is no longer protecting herself from interruption or judgment. Stoic discipline matters here too. Listening requires control of ego. You have to resist the urge to prove that your story is better, your answer is smarter, or your experience matters more. Silence becomes part of your strength. So the next time a woman opens up around you, do not rush to interpret every word as attraction. Look at the larger pattern. Does she seek your perspective? Does she return to deeper conversations? Does she seem more relaxed and honest around you over time? Those repeated signs matter. If you are ready to listen with more patience and presence, write this in the comments. I listen with depth. Stay close, because next we will explore why compliments about your mature appearance can reveal that she is noticing far more than you think. Number 3. She compliments your mature look. Let me be direct, folks. When a woman starts complimenting the way you look as an older man, do not dismiss it too quickly. The source makes this point: mature attraction often shows up in details. She may mention your hair, your beard, your clothes, your posture, your watch, or the way you carry yourself. She may even notice something as subtle as your scent. Those comments show she has been paying attention. Think about James, a 60-year-old attorney in Boston, and Claire, a 54-year-old interior designer. James had spent years assuming that getting older automatically made him less attractive. His hair had gone mostly grey, and the lines around his eyes were deeper than they used to be. He dressed well, but he never thought of himself as the kind of man women would still notice. Then Claire started making comments. The first time she told him his grey hair looked distinguished. A week later she said she liked the way his navy jacket fit him. Another evening she smiled and told him he always smelled good. James laughed those comments off. He thought she was simply being polite. But over time the pattern became harder to ignore. Claire was not giving random compliments. She was noticing specific details about how he presented himself. My friend, that is where the source gives older men a useful reminder. You do not have to look younger to look attractive. In fact, trying too hard to hide your age can sometimes work against you because it suggests discomfort with who you are. Grey hair can look strong. A mature face can look masculine. A well-kept beard can add character. A calm posture can make your presence feel more confident. The key is not pretending you are 20 years younger. It is carrying your age with self-respect. Women notice when a man takes care of himself. Clean clothes, good grooming, healthy habits and consistency send a message before you ever speak. They suggest discipline. They suggest that you value your life and the way you show up in the world. That is attractive at any age. James eventually stopped trying to minimize the signs of aging. Instead, he focused on what he could control. He kept his clothes fitted and simple. He stayed active. He paid attention to grooming. He stood straighter. Most importantly, he stopped apologizing for looking like a man in his 60s. Claire noticed that confidence too. Her compliments became warmer and more personal because James finally stopped deflecting them. Now, keep this grounded. One compliment does not automatically mean attraction. People compliment each other for many reasons, but repeated specific comments about your appearance, voice, style, or presence can be a meaningful sign that she is noticing you more closely than usual. Look for patterns. Does she notice a new haircut before anyone else? Does she mention your voice more than once? Does she comment on how you dress, how you smell, or how confident you look in a certain setting? Those details matter because attention usually comes before expression. And here is the deeper Stoic lesson, even without quoting a philosopher. Your job is not to chase compliments. Your job is to take care of what is within your control and accept what age has given you without shame. A handsome older man is not the man who looks youngest. He is the man who looks comfortable being exactly the age he is. If you are ready to wear your maturity with confidence, write this in the comments: I own my age. Stay with me, because next we will explore why a woman noticing your voice, your scent and other subtle details can reveal a stronger attraction than most men realize. Number 4. She notices your voice and scent. Let us be clear, folks. When a woman notices your voice or your scent, she is paying attention to details that usually disappear into the background. That is why these comments matter. The source specifically mentions voice, hair, clothing, posture, beard, watch and scent as things women may notice when a mature man carries himself well. These signals are subtle, but attraction often lives there. Your voice is one of them. A calm, measured voice can make your presence feel stronger because it suggests you are not rushing to prove yourself. You do not need to speak louder than everyone else. You do not need to fill every silence. When your words come slowly, clearly, and with confidence, people naturally listen differently. My friend, this is where maturity can work in your favor. Years of experience often change the way a man speaks. He becomes less reactive. He pauses before answering. He stops explaining every decision. That steadiness can make an ordinary sentence carry more weight. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be, B1. Presence cannot be manufactured through tricks. The way you sound, stand, dress, and take care of yourself should reflect the man you are becoming. Scent works the same way. The source does not claim that one fragrance will make a woman attracted to you. What it says is that when a woman specifically notices how you smell, it can show that she is paying closer attention to your physical presence. Keep it simple. Clean clothes, good hygiene, a subtle scent, nothing overpowering. You want people to notice you are well cared for, not smell you first. That attention to detail communicates self-respect, and self-respect has a physical language. It is in the way you stand instead of slouching. It is in clothes that fit instead of clothes chosen to hide your age. It is in grooming that looks intentional without looking desperate. It is in being comfortable with gray hair, a mature face, and the body you have now. You do not need to compete with younger men by pretending to be younger. Your advantage is different. That distinction matters a lot. A younger man may attract attention through speed, noise, and novelty. A mature man can attract attention through composure, texture, and presence. His voice sounds lived in, his style looks settled, his scent becomes part of the memory of being near him. That can create a quiet sensuality without saying anything sexual at all. But stay grounded. One comment about your cologne or voice is not proof that she wants you. Look for patterns. Does she bring it up more than once? Does she lean in when you speak? Does she smile when she notices a familiar scent? Does she comment on details that most people overlook? Repeated attention is more meaningful than one isolated compliment. And folks, if you value these deeper lessons on mature attraction, female psychology, and Stoic self-mastery, consider joining the channel as a member. Your support helps us keep creating practical content for men who want confidence without pretending to be someone they are not. Remember, your goal is not to collect compliments. Take care of yourself because your life deserves care. Speak calmly because your words deserve intention. Carry your age confidently because you have earned the years behind it. When a woman notices your voice or scent, accept the compliment without deflecting it. Smile. Say thank you. Let the moment breathe. That quiet confidence often says more than trying to impress her ever could. If you are ready to let mature presence speak for itself, write this in the comments. I carry quiet confidence. Stay with me, because next we will explore why repeated eye contact can reveal attraction long before a woman says anything directly. Number 5. She keeps looking at you. Let me be direct, folks. One of the clearest signs a woman may find you attractive is that her eyes keep coming back to you, even when there is no practical reason for her to keep looking. The source makes this point clearly. Attraction often begins in silence. Before a woman flirts openly, she may watch how you carry yourself, how you speak to other people, and how comfortable you seem in your own skin. Think about Daniel, a 59-year-old restaurant owner in Austin, and Rebecca, a 53-year-old financial consultant. They met at a charity dinner through mutual friends. Daniel was not trying to stand out. He was talking with people, helping one of the organizers, and enjoying the evening. Rebecca was sitting nearby. Daniel noticed her once when they made eye contact. He smiled, then went back to his conversation. A few minutes later, he caught her looking again. Later, while Daniel was speaking with a group near the bar, Rebecca glanced toward him several times. When their eyes met, she looked away quickly and smiled. Daniel did not rush over. He did not decide that one glance meant she wanted him. He simply noticed the pattern. That attention can reveal quiet interest before obvious flirting begins. Eventually, Rebecca came over and joined the conversation. She asked him about the event, then stayed longer than necessary. My friend repeated visual attention can matter because people naturally look toward what interests them. But one glance means almost nothing. Maybe she recognizes you. Maybe she is simply looking around the room. What matters is repetition combined with other signs. Does she look at you when you are speaking to someone else? Does her attention return after she has looked away? Does she hold eye contact longer during conversation? Does she seem more alert when you start talking? Those patterns are more useful than trying to decode every movement of her eyes. The source also explains why mature men can create a different kind of curiosity. A younger man may get attention by being louder or more energetic. An older man who is grounded can make a woman curious because he does not seem desperate to be noticed. Daniel had that quality. He was comfortable letting silence exist. He did not scan the room looking for approval. He did not perform when Rebecca entered the conversation. He spoke to her calmly, but he gave her his full attention when she addressed him. That steadiness created tension without pressure. There is something quietly attractive about a man who can hold eye contact without staring, smile, without trying too hard, and let a moment breathe instead of immediately filling it with words. Women often watch closely. They notice how you treat the server, how you respond when someone interrupts you, whether you become reactive, and whether your confidence disappears when attention shifts away from you. So if you catch her looking, do not turn it into a performance. Stay relaxed. Meet her eyes naturally. Give a small smile if the moment feels right. Then, go back to what you were doing. If she is interested, you will often see the pattern continue. Rebecca later told Daniel that she first noticed how calm he seemed in a room where everyone else was trying to impress someone. That is the deeper lesson. Attraction is not always announced. Sometimes it watches first. If you are ready to let your presence speak before your words, do write this in the comments. I hold calm presence. Stay with me, because next we will explore why a woman who becomes quietly curious about you may be noticing far more than your appearance. Number 6. She gets quietly curious. Let us be clear, folks. Quiet curiosity is different from obvious flirting. It shows up when a woman starts paying attention not only to how you look, but to how you move through the room, how you handle silence, and what kind of man seems to exist beneath the surface. The source makes this point in a subtle way. Mature men often create curiosity because they are not constantly trying to be noticed. They speak when they have something worth saying. They stay calm when other people become reactive. They do not rush to fill every pause or explain every part of themselves. That restraint leaves space for interest to grow. A woman may start wondering what you are thinking. She may listen more closely when you speak. She may watch how you treat people who cannot offer you anything in return. She may notice whether your confidence disappears when attention shifts away from you. My friend, that is where curiosity becomes deeper than appearance. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." A man who spends his days chasing approval eventually carries that anxiety into every conversation. But a man who trains his mind toward discipline, patience, and purpose carries something different. His calm is not a trick. It comes from the life he has built inside himself. Women can often feel that distinction. You do not need to manufacture mystery by acting distant. You do not need to become silent just to seem important. Healthy curiosity grows when there is genuine depth beneath your quietness. Maybe you have experiences you do not rush to reveal. Maybe you have opinions you can express without arguing. Maybe you are comfortable saying, "I need to think about that," instead of reacting immediately. Maybe you can enjoy a pause in conversation without nervously reaching for another topic. Those small habits create presence. The source also points out that mature attraction can be quieter than younger attraction. It may not begin with dramatic flirting. It may begin with a woman standing a little closer, becoming more attentive when you speak, or finding herself interested in how you see the world. That kind of intrigue can feel surprisingly intimate because she is not merely reacting to a performance, she is responding to the man himself. That is why you should not force the moment. If she is curious, let curiosity breathe. Answer honestly without giving a speech. Share something personal when trust and timing make sense. Ask thoughtful questions instead of performing. Let her discover your humor, your standards, your experiences, and your values gradually. A man who reveals everything immediately can remove the natural process of discovery. A man who hides everything creates distance. The balance is openness with patience. That balance feels mature. And remember, curiosity is not proof of attraction by itself. Look for patterns. Does she keep returning to conversation? Does she ask follow-up questions about your life? Does she remember something you mentioned before? Does she seem more engaged around you over time? Those repeated signals tell you more than one glance or one smile. The Stoic lesson here is simple. Do not perform for curiosity. Build the kind of life that naturally creates depth. Read, learn, travel when you can, stay physically active, develop skills. Keep meaningful friendships. Have goals that remain important whether anyone is watching or not. Then when someone becomes curious about you, there is actually something worth discovering. If you are ready to let depth speak louder than performance, write this in the comments. I carry quiet depth. Stay tuned, because next we will explore why a woman remembering small things you said can reveal that your presence has stayed in her mind long after the conversation ended. Number 7. She remembers what you say. Let me be direct, folks. When a woman remembers something small you said weeks ago, that can be a powerful sign that your presence stayed with her after the conversation ended. Attraction is not always loud. Sometimes it shows up in memory. What stays in her memory often reveals what held her attention after the moment itself was gone. Think about Andrew, a 58-year-old medical equipment manager in Denver, and Susan, a 53-year-old accountant. During their first long conversation, Andrew casually mentioned that he loved old jazz records because his father used to play them on Sunday mornings. He did not make a big story out of it. The subject changed, and Andrew forgot he had mentioned it. 3 weeks later, Susan walked into another event and smiled. She told him she had passed a small record store downtown and immediately thought of him. Then she asked whether he had ever found a particular album he had mentioned that night. My friend, that is what makes this signal meaningful. Susan had not only heard Andrew, she had stored a small detail because the conversation mattered enough to stay in her mind. The source explains that when someone likes your energy, they often become more attentive to your words. They remember your favorite drink, a hobby, you mentioned a story from your past, or something you said you wanted to do someday. Attention is rarely random when the pattern keeps repeating. Andrew began noticing more of it. Susan remembered that he preferred black coffee. She asked how his daughter's college visit had gone. She brought up a story he had told about hiking in Colorado and asked which trail he recommended. None of those moments were dramatic. A mature woman may not always flirt in obvious ways. She may show attraction through consistency. She listens, she remembers, she follows up. She gives your words more value than casual conversation. Older men often become more attractive when they stop performing. They speak with more intention. They do not rush to fill every silence. They are less interested in impressing the room and more interested in saying something real. When your words have weight, people remember them, but stay grounded. Good memory by itself does not prove attraction. Some people are naturally attentive. What matters is the combination of signs. Does she remember things that were personal to you? Does she bring them up without being prompted? Does she ask follow-up questions? Does she connect new conversations to things you said before? That pattern can reveal that you occupy more space in her mind than you realized. Andrew did not exploit the attention or suddenly act more important. He simply became more aware of the connection. When Susan remembered something, he appreciated it. When she asked questions, he answered honestly. He let the bond develop naturally. That is the stronger move. Do not test her memory. Do not intentionally plant details to see whether she recalls them. Attraction is not an exam. Instead, become the kind of man whose conversations have substance. Listen carefully. Speak honestly. Share your experiences without turning every story into a performance. Ask about her life too. When both people remember each other's details, attraction begins moving from surface interest toward emotional connection. The source makes that transition clear. Once she starts caring about what you think, what you believe, and how you see the world, the connection becomes deeper than appearance. That is when being remembered means more. If you are ready to make your words worth remembering, write this in the comments. I speak with substance. Stay with me, because next we will explore why a woman who genuinely values your calm presence may start seeking that feeling more often. Number 8. She values your calm presence. Let me be direct, folks. A woman may notice your looks first, but what makes her want to stay is the way she feels in your presence. If you are calm, steady, and grounded, that feeling can become more attractive than any attempt to impress her. The source makes this point clearly. As women grow older and gain experience, many value peace more than drama. They notice the man who thinks before he speaks, listens without interrupting, and does not turn every disagreement into a battle. That kind of presence feels different. My friend, calm does not mean boring. It does not mean passive, weak, or afraid to lead. It means your emotions are not running the room. You can disagree without becoming disrespectful. You can feel desire without becoming pushy. You can be confident without needing everyone to notice. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength." That fits mature attraction. Real strength is not how loudly you react. It is how little chaos is required for you to feel powerful. A woman who values your calm presence may show it quietly. She may stay near you longer because conversation feels easy. She may ask your opinion when something is bothering her. She may relax when you walk into the room. She may talk more freely because she knows you will not judge every sentence or rush to fix everything. That does not automatically mean attraction. But when those patterns combine with eye contact, curiosity, remembered details, and attempts to spend time around you, they can tell you that your presence has become emotionally significant. The source describes a grounded older man as a quiet place in a noisy world. Think about what that means. Life is loud, work is demanding, phones never stop. People interrupt, react, argue, and compete for attention. If you can enter a room without bringing more noise, your presence becomes rare. You do not have to perform peace. Build it. Sleep well. Take care of your body. Handle your responsibilities. Keep your finances in order. Spend time with people who strengthen you. Do not carry unresolved frustration into every interaction. When something bothers you, deal with it directly, instead of letting it leak out as sarcasm, anger, or emotional distance. That inner order becomes visible. Women notice how you handle small moments. Do you snap when a table is not ready? Do you become impatient in traffic? Do you complain constantly about work? Do you need reassurance whenever someone disagrees with you? Or can you stay composed while still being honest? That matters. A calm man also creates room for subtle chemistry. He is comfortable with a pause. He can hold eye contact without staring. He can smile without rushing to fill the silence. He does not turn every warm moment into a sexual move. That restraint can make attraction feel stronger because she does not feel pressured to manage your desire. And remember, peace is not something you offer only to women you find attractive. It should be part of your character. Treat the server well. Stay patient with family. Keep your word. Respect people when there is nothing to gain. That consistency is what makes calm presence believable. If a woman repeatedly seeks your company because she feels better, lighter, and more herself around you, do not underestimate what that means. Your presence may be doing more work than your appearance ever could. If you are ready to become the calm man people trust, write this in the comments. I carry steady peace. Stay with me, because next we will explore why a woman who keeps finding reasons to stay close may be revealing attraction through her time, not just her words. Number 9. She finds reasons to stay close. Let me be direct, folks. One of the strongest signs a woman may be attracted to you is simple. She keeps finding reasons to stay close. The source makes this point clearly. When someone enjoys the way you make them feel, they naturally look for more time around you. The conversation ends, but she keeps it going. The meeting is over, but she lingers. She could leave, yet there is always one more reason to stay nearby. Think about Thomas, a 61-year-old financial advisor in Scottsdale, and Michelle, a 55-year-old real estate broker. They met through a business networking group and saw each other twice a month. At first, Thomas thought Michelle was simply friendly, but he started noticing a pattern. After meetings, most people left quickly. Michelle often stayed behind. She would ask Thomas what he thought about a speaker, mention a restaurant nearby, or bring up something they had discussed weeks earlier. Once she asked for his opinion on a presentation, she had already prepared well enough to handle herself. Thomas smiled because he realized the question was not the point. The extra time was. My friend, that is what voluntary proximity looks like. A woman who enjoys your presence may create reasons to remain in your orbit. She might stand beside you at a social event. She may continue a conversation after the main topic is finished. She may circle back later with another question or find a reason to contact you again. That does not automatically mean attraction. People stay close for many reasons. But when the behavior repeats and appears alongside eye contact, warmth, remembered details, and curiosity, the pattern becomes harder to ignore. Thomas did something important. He did not suddenly start chasing Michelle harder. He stayed relaxed. When she came over, he gave her his attention. When the conversation ended naturally, he let it end. He did not force another 10 minutes because he was afraid the moment would disappear. That restraint made the connection feel easier. Over time, Michelle began standing closer when they talked. She smiled more when she saw him. She started asking whether he would be attending certain events before deciding whether she would go. Those signals matter because time is one of the clearest forms of investment. That choice carries real weight. People spend more of it where they feel good. The source describes a grounded older man as a quiet place in a noisy world. That is worth remembering. You do not have to be loud, flashy, or look like a movie star to make a woman want to stay near you. Sometimes attraction comes from how calm the room feels when you are in it. Thomas was not trying to entertain Michelle every second. He listened. He joked when the moment called for it. He was comfortable with silence. He did not rush the connection toward anything physical. That made closeness feel natural instead of pressured. And that is where mature attraction often becomes more sensual in a quiet way. She may stand nearer, let the conversation stretch, hold eye contact longer, or seem reluctant to end the moment. Nothing dramatic has to happen for chemistry to be present. Watch what she chooses. Does she stay after everyone else leaves? Does she return after walking away? Does she create reasons to talk again? Does she seem happier simply being near you? Repeated choice tells you more than one flirtatious line ever could. If you are ready to notice the quiet ways a woman invests her time, write this in the comments. I notice real interest. Stay with me, because the final lesson will show why owning your age with confidence can become one of the most attractive qualities you carry. Number 10. Own the attraction of age. Folks, here is the final lesson, and it may be the one older men need to hear most. Stop treating your age like something you have to apologize for. The source begins with a fear many men carry quietly. They look in the mirror, notice gray hair, a more mature face, and a body that no longer looks 25. Then wonder whether women still notice them. Some even start believing they have become invisible. But attraction does not simply disappear with age. It changes. A younger man may attract attention through speed, novelty, and youthful energy. A mature man can attract attention through composure, depth, self-respect, and the feeling people get when he walks into a room without trying to dominate it. That difference matters. You have already seen the signs throughout this video. She relaxes around you. She opens up. She notices your appearance, voice, and scent. Her eyes return to you. She remembers what you say. She values your calm presence. She finds reasons to stay close. None of those signs require you to pretend you are younger. In fact, the source makes the opposite point. Gray hair, a mature face, and a seasoned presence can become attractive when you carry them with confidence instead of embarrassment. My friend, there is something powerful about a man who has stopped fighting the years he has earned. He dresses well because he respects himself, not because he is trying to look 20 years younger. He stays active because his health matters. He grooms himself because discipline shows in details. He stands upright, speaks clearly, and does not shrink when younger men enter the room. That is mature masculinity. And here is where Stoicism belongs naturally. You cannot control time. You cannot command your face to stay young forever. What you can control is how you meet age. You can become bitter about change, or you can become more disciplined. You can chase validation, or you can build self-respect. You can compare yourself with younger men, or you can develop qualities that only experience can deepen. Patience, judgment, emotional control, perspective, the ability to listen without needing to prove yourself. Those qualities are not consolation prizes for getting older. They are part of what can make age attractive. The source repeatedly returns to the idea that many women value peace more as they mature. A man who feels like a quiet place in a noisy world can become deeply appealing because his presence does not add more chaos. That does not mean becoming passive. You can still flirt. You can still create chemistry. You can still carry sexual confidence. But it comes from comfort in your own skin instead of desperation to prove that you still have it. That distinction changes everything. A woman who notices that ease may feel something younger appearance alone cannot create the confidence of a man who knows himself and stands comfortably there. When you stop asking, "Do I still look young enough?" you can start asking a better question. Do I carry myself like a man I respect? If the answer is yes, age becomes part of your story instead of an enemy. So own the gray hair, own the lines on your face, own the experience behind your eyes. Take care of what is within your control and stop wasting energy fighting what is not. If these lessons are helping you understand mature attraction, female psychology, and Stoic self-mastery, consider joining the channel as a member and subscribe for more practical conversations designed for men who want to become stronger, calmer, and more confident with age. You do not need to become younger to become more attractive. You need to become more fully yourself. That is the attraction of age. Folks, the biggest lesson today is that getting older does not make you invisible. Mature attraction often shows itself quietly through the way a woman relaxes around you, notices the details about you, remembers what you say, watches you from across the room and finds reasons to stay close. You do not need to fight your age or compete with younger men. Take care of yourself, carry your experience with confidence, stay emotionally grounded, and let your character speak through your presence. If you want deeper lessons on female psychology, mature attraction, and Stoic self-mastery, consider joining the channel as a member. Your support helps us continue creating practical content for men who want to become stronger, calmer, and more confident with age. And if you have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss our upcoming videos. Thank you for spending your time with me today, my friend. Own your age, respect the man you have become, and I will see you in the next video.